All right, welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III here with your morning daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. I hope you're having an amazing day today and your week has kind of started out great. I'm going to start you today with the Daily Mastermind quote of the day. The quote of the day is, "Nothing is impossible to a willing heart." Nothing is impossible to a willing heart. I actually love that quote because we talk so much about mindset and we know that what the mind of man can conceive and believe it can achieve, but having a willing heart, that's a great perspective to have when it comes to creating your best life. And also kind of leads us into more of the emotional based areas that I want to make sure that you're constantly in check with and growing and learning, developing and strengthening. And so I want to talk to you today a little bit about loneliness and self-isolation, because I think this is a very important topic. It's a tough topic for a lot of people to think of or admit or talk about. But I saw a great article by Amenclinics the other day, and I thought it really applied well to what might be happening around you or with yourself or someone that you care about or you love. And it was an article that talked about ways to cope with loneliness while self-isolating. And it kind of stems from the idea that a lot of people have been isolated. They've started to work from home, due to the coronavirus pandemic and things like that have happened. But a new study actually shows that 4 out of 10 Americans are lonelier than ever due to the pandemic, or even just working from home. And it might be a conscious choice that you've decided to do. But social isolation and loneliness worsen your mental health. And this is something that you've got to be aware of. Sometimes we don't think about these indirect influences on our mental health. In fact, loneliness has been associated with depression, social anxiety, addictions. And I know most of us have had times where we felt alone. And, feeling alone can have devastating effects on your mental health. In fact, research presented in the 2015 Alzheimer's Association conference shows that loneliness among us and the people that are the loneliest, if I can say that right, loneliest among us experience a 20% faster mental decline than people that are connected to others. So let me just rephrase that for you to kind of grasp the concept of. This is the Alzheimer's Association. This is a few years back that said that your cognitive decline happens 20% faster than people that might be more connected and not feeling lonely. And listen to this. This is a really crazy stat I heard the other day. In terms of physical health, being lonely is equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's insane. And the same public health review mentioned that, and they've kind of found that social isolation and loneliness are associated even with worse cardiovascular outcomes. And I think we all know why that could be. When you feel lonely, when you feel depressed or anxious, you're going to isolate. You're going to move around less. You're going to connect less. And these are not good, considering that more and more people are working remotely from home. And so I want to talk to you today about just 10 tips. These are just tips that can help you to feel less lonely, maybe things that can help you to get out of the mental or emotional rut that you might be in, because I know a lot of people are experiencing that right now. So I'm going to give you 10 tips that I think can help you. Number 1, reach out to friends and family regularly. Reach out to friends and family regularly. All of us have someone we could connect with. And if we don't, then we can find that. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But call the people you care about, or schedule a voice call or FaceTime chat. The bottom line is, even just connecting online with, a parent, a family, a friend, a sibling, something regularly will help you to feel connected. So reach out to friends and family. Number 2, attend church online. Look, you may not be a very spiritual or religious person, but feeling connected to faith can be very important to helping you avoid loneliness. A lot of churches are even doing, kind of online services, or you could tune in online to groups or through their website. And just having that connection can make a huge, huge difference for you. Third, this is probably one of the only times I'm going to mention social media, but I really do believe that Facebook, Instagram, other social apps can help you to connect. And what I want to really qualify here is that if you can connect with a group or relatives or family or friends, my family's got a family page that they're constantly posting in, or they've got a messenger group. But join a Facebook group where you have a common interest or hobby. It could be anything from pets to knitting to tennis to guitar playing. It doesn't really matter if you can feel connected. And if you're not, then start exploring that. Look for some groups that you can connect with. Number 4, playing games. Look, if you enjoy playing games, sign up with some of the online word games. I'm trying to think of a few because I don't have a lot. I don't have any on my phone, but there are sports games and apps that you can get that will allow you to connect and do word search or whatever with friends or individuals But the point here is to be connected. So play games. Get outside your bubble. Get outside that isolated feeling. Another thing, number 5, would be to sign up for an online class. See, even online, you can feel connected. Sign up for a class. Learn ways to expand your skill sets, your mastery, and do it in a group setting rather than trying to do it all on your own. Number 6, practice random acts of kindness. Now, look, feeling like you're supporting others in some way can really be helpful in eliminating this feeling of loneliness. Some ways you can do it are helping people or the elderly or people around holiday time, especially around holiday time if you're feeling lonely. When you get outside your own needs and emotions and you start to support others, it'll really make a big difference for you. 7, get outside and get creative. Look, I've had times where I felt really isolated. Despite having kids and family and friends and things, I've felt isolated when I'm by myself. And so just getting out and taking a walk in your neighborhood or giving you the opportunity to get out and get fresh air and say hello to neighbors, it puts you in the environment. See, if you don't put yourself in an environment to connect with people, you never will. And so a lot of us, we isolate and we don't have anything to do, so we just kind of stay in our own little area. And the idea here is that you've got to get out. You've got to get out and live your life and put yourself in a position where you'd be surprised how you could connect just indirectly with individuals as long as you put yourself out there. Number 8, maybe consider a pet. They say things like petting a dog has been shown to trigger the release of feel-good transmitters like oxytocin and dopamine, and studies have shown that pets can even be beneficial for moods, anxiety, stress. So, if you feel it's appropriate, get a pet. Number 9, if you're single, keep dating or at least be active in groups. A lot of times we feel intimidated. Don't go out, and here's the key. If whether you're trying to meet people or you're single and you're dating or whatever it is, one of the things I've learned can help you the most is to stop trying to create an objective and just get out there and have fun. Just get out there and do things, because when you have an objective about meeting someone or finding someone to date or getting a group that will accept you, you're putting too much pressure on yourself, and a lot of times it keeps you from doing the things you need to do, which is just to be active. So get out there and start to connect, meet people, get in groups, look for events that are happening in your area. And don't be afraid to get out there and go and do something on your own, because you'd be surprised how many people you'd meet and connect with when you do. Number 10, and the last one, and this is probably the most critical, is if you get to that point where you're feeling super lonely and overwhelmed and you start to feel like it's affecting you in a really detrimental way, reach out for professional help. Sometimes it just helps to talk. There are online groups and telehealth, numbers. But if you're struggling with anxiety, panic attacks, depression, or you may feel mental health issues, you're definitely not alone, because 45% of Americans say that they're impacted in their mental health. So just because you're sheltering at home doesn't mean you have to wait for things to evolve. You can take control of your life. You can create your life. You can accept responsibility for your own mental health. And loneliness is one of those things that's kind of a silent killer that you've got to get as a priority and feel connected. Staying connected will directly impact your fulfillment, your passion, your purpose, as well as your mental health. So I hope these are ideas and thoughts that maybe can help you if you're experiencing anything like that. And at the same token, that's why I do the Daily Mastermind. I'm here to be able to help you, to support you, and I would love to hear from you. If you feel like you need to connect or you've got some things you're struggling with, sometimes it just helps to get it off your chest, and that's why I do this. So hit me up on the Daily Mastermind on Facebook or Instagram. I always take, in fact, I have randomly all the time individuals emailing me from the podcast at george@g3worldwide.com, george@g3worldwide.com. And they hit me up all the time. I'll find opportunities to be able to talk and connect with listeners. And so I hope there's something I could do for you. If there's anything you're struggling with, let me know. I look forward to talking with you. That's my message for today. I hope you turn this day into one of your best days ever, and I'll look forward to talking with you more tomorrow. This is George Wright III, and this has been the Daily Mastermind. Have a great day.